Congo is a 1995 adventure creature feature directed by Frank Marshall. When an expedition looking for the perfect diamond goes missing in the Congo, a search team is sent to find out what happened, but what they find deep in the jungle is more terrifying than they could have imagined. But before we get into this monkey madness, I just want to ask if you could please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. Otherwise, Ken'll punch me in the nose. You're damn right I will. Also, there will be full spoilers ahead, but if that doesn't bother you, then grab your tangerine-flavoured popcorn and pop on your monkey fighting gloves as we dive into Congo. So, the movie begins with our diamond hunting expedition team trekking out into the jungles of the Congo, the devilishly handsome leader of which looks awfully familiar to me. Oh, hang on a minute. Holy crap! It's Bruce Wayne! Oops, no, it's not. Got the wrong one there. So, Brucey Boy sets up an old satellite video call thingy because this is the 90s and technology was shit back then. And he speaks to Laura Linney's character Karen back at the office of the tech communications company they work for. So, he tells her that despite being in the Congo for only 25 minutes, he's managed to find some traces of a diamond pure enough to fire a laser. Okay, sure, I'll play along. Show me what it can do, Bruce. So, Karen goes to tell her golf-obsessed boss the good news. You can tell he's a golf fanatic as he turns up to work in a golf cart and doesn't go anywhere without his favourite club. Meanwhile, Bruce and his mate find some ancient ruins which are a good indication that the fabled diamond mine they're looking for might be close by. A few minutes later and Brucey's chocky break is interrupted when something lands next to him, which turns out to be his friend's eyeball. But don't worry, because
where we're going, we won't need eyes to see.
Back to the office and they manage to get the video feed working again, only to find that the expedition team have all come down with a bad case of death. Then something in the shape of an ape knocks over the camera, once again cutting the feed. Golf Lundgren is well annoyed, so he smashes a monitor with his trusty club, which oddly makes a stock gunshot sound. He then tells Karen she needs to go and find Bruce in the Congo, and he's rather insistent about it.
Do what I say!
Bloody hell. I'm not looking forward to telling him his golf cart's got a parking ticket. So Karen agrees to go and find Bruce because they used to be a couple, but tells Golfman that if she finds out that he sent her there for the diamond and not Bruce, she'll kick him in the golf balls. We then cut to a university campus where we're introduced to Peter and his gorilla, Amy, who isn't a real gorilla, but a human in a gorilla suit. Also, it's fairly obvious because apparently it likes to play Doom. So the reason Peter has a gorilla as a best mate is because he developed a really shit-looking glove which translates sign language into speech.
That's the stupidest fucking thing I ever heard.
But this allows Amy to tell him that she wants to go to Africa, because she's always wanted to see a real gorilla. So Peter has a word with his boss who should stop drinking milk out of a carton like a child and drink it out of a human skull like a real man. Then the absolute legend Tim Curry turns up, offering to fund the trip to Africa.
Herkema Homolka, free now of the chains of Ceausescu, travelling the world, doing good.
What's wrong with him?
My first thought would be a lot.
So they're about to get on the plane when Karen turns up and says, "How do? Going to Africa, are you? Don't mind if I do." But Amy doesn't like her and calls her an ugly woman. Ugly woman? I'm sorry, person in a gorilla suit, but you have no idea what you're talking about. If I was Karen, I'd knock it the fuck out. After takeoff, Amy comes out with,
It's okay, Amy.
Where? Ground.
and Peter's all like, "We're in a plane, dumbass. You can play fucking Doom, but you don't know what flying is." A long and painful flight later and they arrive in Africa and are met by Joe Pant, who tells them there's the odd bit of civil strife going on, so they've got to be sneaky. Good job he's found a good guide for them, and we're introduced to Monroe, who is immediately the best character in the film.
See, Mama. Thank you. Now run away. Oh, come on, man. Run away.
So they're trying not to get stopped by the local militia, but end up getting stopped by the local militia and taken to see Delroy Lindo, who wants a big old bribe to let them leave. But while they do that, I'm going to treat myself to a nice bit of cake.
Stop eating my sesame cake.
You got it in my mouth.
Stop eating my sesame cake!
Oh, fine, I'll fucking eat it later then. Delroy's clearly not the biggest fan of Danzak either, as he says,
This fellow is a big bag of shit.
"Come on, Del, he's not that bad."
Shut up, you filthy warrant.
I take it back. He really is.
A big bag of shit.
One bribe later and they're back on their way to the jungle, in a rickety old plane piloted by the greatest moustache this side of Dr. Robotnik. But things take a turn for the worse when some shitheads start firing rockets at the plane trying to blow it up. So our team have to bail out and parachute their way into the jungle, far from their destination. So they set up camp and prepare for a long trek through the jungle tomorrow, while Amy pesters this chameleon which is clearly thinking, "Get off me, get off me, get off me." Karen then calls her boss, who tells her that she's got to hurry as the volcano in the region is showing signs of a potential eruption. Then Amy knocks over the camera because she's monkeying around, which is just not on. Honestly, if I was Karen, I'd knock it the fuck out. In the morning, Peter wakes up to find a leech on his knob, so Monroe gives him his cigar to burn it off. But afterwards, dumbass Peter tries to hand the bloody thing back to Monroe, who's like, fuck off, mate. I'm not going to put that singed dick cig back in my mouth. Then some local tribesmen turn up who tell Monroe that they found one of the missing expedition team. They follow the fellas and find the tribe performing a ritual trying to wake up the guy. But what I want to know is where the hell did they get all that talcum powder from? So they eventually manage to wake up the guy, who upon seeing Amy reacts the same way that I did when I accidentally deleted my 80-hour save file on The Witcher 3. But seriously though, I found this scene to be genuinely freaky, as the guy ends up dying of shock, which is not only horrifying, but instills a feeling of dread for what's to come. So they travel down the river in some dinghies, and Tim Rogue and Josh finally admits that he's not just there out of the goodness of his heart, but he's looking for the diamond mine too. But when night falls, they end up being attacked by an animal as of yet unidentified by science, so I'm going to call it a plump water moose. With the dinghies buggered, they continue on foot, until they run into something even more dangerous.
Don't move.
I know.
Lucky for them, the T-Rex was full from eating a plump water moose, so it just leaves them alone. Shortly after, the team finds the runes Bruce and his mate discovered at the beginning, and they head inside. After a short look around, however, our lot finally come face to face with one of the angry antagonist apes, which throws a severed head at Korma, before attacking the group at a blistering 2 frames a second. Fortunately, the high-ping primate is vulnerable to bullets, so they shoot it with bullets. The team are horrified by their new discovery, but decide to set up camp because it's getting dark. Oh, and out of the blue, they set up a bunch of automatic gun turrets and laser tripwires. Oh, sorry, it doesn't need to make sense. I'm enjoying this shit far too much to care. Cue a brilliantly ludicrous nighttime defense scene as the baddie apes attack the camp, being shredded by gunfire and lasers. It's stupid, and I love it. In the morning, they go back into the ruins, but the volcano begins to rumble and causes shit to collapse, and our team fall into some caves, which conveniently lead out into the long-lost diamond mines. Tim Pattier gets a massive stonk on when he notices that the floor is littered with large, flawless diamonds, but Peter, being a wind-up Gimatron, says,
I'd leave those alone.
Nah, man, I'm with Jalfrezi on this one. I'd be stuffing my pockets full of the fuckers. Unfortunately, this place is also the home of the big bad baboons, one of which squares off with Boona, and he's all like,
You one ugly motherfucker.
which they ain't happy about, so they beat him to death. He did deserve it though, because he was a
Big bag of shit.
The goodies try to fight off the evil apes, but all the expendable characters get expended, leaving Monroe, Peter and Karen stuck in a corner with seemingly no way out. In the back of the cave though, Karen finally finds Bruce, but sadly, he's deader than a dead pigeon. Peter is then surrounded by the gruesome gibbons, and is about to get killed before Amy turns up and shouts at them good and proper, leaving them confused and thinking, why are you talking? Stop it! It's weird! Thankfully, this gives Karen time to load up Bruce's diamond laser and starts blasting the shit out of them. And it's about time too, as the volcano then goes apeshit. See what I did there? And the whole place starts to quake and fill with lava. Take that, you ugly bastards. Owlette make a mad dash to escape, and we get some really good environmental destruction effects to boot. Then, when they're safe and back at camp, Karen boots up the old Satlink to tell Golf Boss that Bruce has unfortunately popped his clogs. But unsurprisingly, Grandad Golf is only interested in whether she got the diamond or not, which pisses Karen right off because she warned him about this bastardry. So she dials in the coordinates to Golfo's satellite TV satellite and blasts it with her diamond laser. No more PGA Tour for you, you shit. Elsewhere, Peter finds Amy has got friendly with some jungle gorillas and wants to stay with them. As sad as he is to let her go, Peter is somewhat relieved that he can finally go and get laid. Also, I don't think the gorillas are going to be too happy when they find out that Amy is a human in a gorilla suit, but that's her problem now. So, Monroe, Karen and Peter take off in a hot air balloon, and Karen, in a decision which almost short-circuited my brain in its sheer stupidity, gets Peter to throw away the massive flawless diamond! Because being sorted for the rest of your life has no appeal to these idiots, I guess. Hey, I don't know. End of movie. Overall, I think Congo is a really underrated adventure come creature feature. It's scary, exciting, and has some great special effects too. It isn't exactly a classic or anything, but I think it's a damn entertaining ride. But do let me know what you think of Congo down in the comments below. Also, if you could please like and subscribe to my channel, it would make me very happy. But above all else, thanks for watching.
Stop eating my sesame cake!